Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to the always informative, always entertaining, The Boxing Authorities. Joining me at the desk, as always, Mr. Luther Dupree Jr., Mr. Smoking Jim Frazier, and my name is Claudio Relsano. First of all, Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
All right, 2024.
Yes.
Hopefully it's a good year for all of us. Okay. December 22nd, I think it was, we had a huge boxing card, the Day of Reckoning. And there was a lot of things that happened. Luther, let's get to it. Frankie Sanchez, KO over Junior Fa.
Well, before we get into it, I want to thank you for having us over. You hosted this one.
My
Jim
pleasure.
had to host this one time, and I got to host a party. But Frankie Sanchez looked good. Junior Fa was as bad as I said. Look at this. Oh, man, this just broke his jaw. He didn't come in good shape. Frankie Sanchez did what he had to do, which he didn't the last time I saw him. So very impressive. They say he's in his 30s. I think he's closer to it being in his 40s. But he did a good job. I still don't have him in my top 10 in heavyweights, but he's in that top 15, and he's moving up. So very impressed. Great speed, great movement, but I don't think he has the power to keep the big heavyweights off of him. But he's my top 15 now, finally.
I'm with you. I agree with you. He did what he had to do.
Yeah, Junior Fa is a very big disappointment, man. I thought he had so much more potential. He didn't come in. His body didn't look good.
How can you not come in shape, Luther? This is your big shot. He beats Frankie Sanchez.
He's back,
big
back
time.
in the mix.
Back in the mix.
Yeah, some guys just don't want it. It looks like he doesn't want it anymore.
Okay. Then that was it. He proved it. Jim.
I just have a quick question for Claudio. Do you still feel Deontay Wilder has separated himself from the rest
Oh,
of the
come
We're
on.
gonna
We're not even
get to
talking
that.
about
I'm just
Yeah.
asking.
We're not even
I'm
talking
just
about
asking.
that, Jim.
It certainly has
and
narrowed.
I do have one question for Luther.
It certainly has narrowed.
Is he still in your top 10, Wilder? I see Frankie Sanchez ain't in your top 15, but is Wilder still in your top 10? And I'll just say this.
I'm
while
gonna
you-
say yes.
While you're stumbling around fixing your lips there, give me some kind of answer, which is no. I'll just say this. I was the first on the planet, and y'all called me a hater, that moved him out of the top 8. And the WBC now has Wilder number 8.
But you moved him out when he was still winning.
Well, I seen what you guys are only seeing now.
He's
But
38 years
I'll
old,
say
Jim.
this. I'll say
He's
this.
almost 40.
I'll say this. The WBC. Well, I believe that LeBron James is 38.
It's a
But
different
I
sport.
believe-
It's a whole different
believe-
sport, Jim.
Little bit.
I believe. Yeah, LeBron plays more than once a year.
It's not- okay, never mind,
I
Jim. Don't do
believe that the WBC has
point, Jim.
Frankie Sanchez number 3, and Junior was 20-2 coming into that fight. He's 20-3 now. So, like I
the
said,
way down.
iron sharpens iron. Sanchez just continues to get better and better, and I think he has
Older and older, too.
championship potential.
I agree with Luther. He's in my lower top 15. He did what he had to do. I don't think he has a big enough punch to win a title, nor do I think he's a mover enough, a boxer, to outbox some of the upper echelon
Been
guys.
wrong before.
Yes, I have been.
You've been wrong
Yes,
more than
I have.
most.
And every 5 minutes, Luther is sending us text, Jim, another L. Jim,
I
another L.
won last
another L.
year. I won last year.
You won what?
2 out of
The
the
most
last
losses?
3
You won the
years.
most losses.
I won.
No, you did not. No, you didn't.
Okay. Philip Herkovic, now 17-0 with 14 knockouts. KO of Mark DeMore.
Again, another guy that Jim never gives respect to. Another heavyweight he slanders, but all he did was come and impress. He knocked this guy out. It was horrible. The guy was running to get out of the ring. Philip Herkovic, big punch, 17-0, the only guy to defeat Big Bang Zhang, and he's getting better and better. You know, he had this situation. He had a lot of losses. His dad, he's still grieving. Hey, but he took it out on this DeMore. I told you that was going to be a nothing
did.
fight.
You did.
That guy
He
shouldn't have
did.
been in the ring.
Well, let me ask you this
He was
then.
one of the worst guys on that
Yes.
whole card.
Who would you have put him up against? I know a much higher competition.
You could have put him in with Junior Fa. You could have put him in with a Joseph Parker, an Andy
Ooh.
Ruiz, or somebody. You know,
Ruiz
but
would have
this-
been nice.
But this DeMore guy, you know, I
That was
told you
bad.
he was a YouTube sensation. He got hit with a few punches, turned his back. It was embarrassing the way
So
he got
he
beat.
doesn't move up in your rankings at all.
No, he was always in my top
Right,
10.
I know that.
He's still in my top 10, but this wasn't a challenge. This was this was on the verge of Smoking Jim's boy, Torres. This is the type of competition he's been fighting.
How come he wasn't on the card?
Right. Hey, You know, the way Jim talks, I would have liked to see him fight.
If
Philip
Demori's
Hergovitz.
on the card, why wouldn't have Torres been on the card?
Yeah, I agree.
Smoking?
I would like to dedicate this show to Philip Herkovitz, Dad. Hey, listen, man.
Don't start that.
I'm
Don't
just
start
happy-
that.
I'm just happy that he went from 16 to 17 fights
And that's it.
finally. You know, hey,
Yeah,
listen.
tragedy, Jim.
I,
God,
like
you're
I
so-
like I said before, in my opinion,
It's wrong.
that this is the greatest heavyweight era
Yeah,
that
we'll
we've
get
ever
to that.
seen.
Jim, please
and these
stop
guys,
saying
like
that.
Claudio said, it's very, very interesting. You know,
And
it's
stop there.
it's bringing people back to the sport of boxing because heavyweights moved the dial, and we got some great ones here in the top 25.
We're definitely going to talk about the division as a whole, but Opedia, Jai Opedia, 24-0, first round knockout of Ellis
That was a
Zoro.
great left hook.
in the
Oh,
cruiserweights.
my gosh, this guy, now look at that left hook. But you look at the defense, two hands completely down at your waist. That's asking to get KO'd.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that was horrible a defensive strategy, and he kept doing it the whole fight. I knew that left hook was going to get him. But this Jai looks very impressive, very explosive. I'm looking forward to seeing him again.
But Luther,
He's
he wants to
moving
go
up.
heavyweight.
He's moving up. Hey, let him move up. He's going to be a small heavyweight, but he's going to be the fastest heavyweight. And we know sometimes speed beats power. There's no
What am I
no
going to
heavyweight
say?
who's going to be faster. than
Predict what I'm going to say. What he's moving up. What should he do?
him. Stay here and
or go to
become the
Bridger.
best. Bridger.
yeah.
Yeah, why?
point.
Listen, it's about
He's not
the
going to make it
money.
in the heavies.
He's going to make more money in the heavies.
He's gonna have more
This
hospital
is
bills,
prize
maybe,
fighting,
too.
guys. I keep
True.
telling you. Jim is the pocket watcher. This is prize
But Jim,
fighting.
if he makes, let's just say, $3 million in the heavyweight after one fight and gets pounded, he can make maybe $1 million at Bridger, $1 million at Bridger,
Who's
1.2
making a-
at
who's
Bridger.
making a
You know what I'm
million at
saying?
Bridger?
Could be put together a Hall of Fame career.
Who's making $1 million at Bridger?
Even if he makes 600,000, get 4 fights, you know, be the dog, get the
Heavyweight,
Bridger
when
weights.
when you have that type of punch, that type of skill, you want to get the heavyweight. I mean, that's what you want to do.
But does he have the punch to bring up?
He has the speed. He had speed and power in that one.
That kind of speed? See, whenever
He
you say
has
speed, I
that
think of
speed.
Muhammad,
As a-
obviously.
Listen, today's heavyweight, we're not talking Muhammad Ali's. Today's heavyweight, yes, he can be a factor. Michael Hunter's a small heavyweight. Usyk is a small heavyweight, and those are all.
Michael Hunter's real.
No, but I'm
real
saying
back.
he's a top 10.
Yeah,
he's
Jim,
a
what
top
do you
10 in your
Usyk's
book.
a small heavyweight. And what is he?
He's
He
a
has 3
champion.
belts.
He's champion of the world.
He's a champion, and he could possibly, knock
Last I
out
looked, Michael
Fury.
Hunter didn't have an Olympic gold medal around his neck either. So.
Okay, that's his only loss to Usyk. Small guys can compete in this
What's he going to
level
do against a
heavyweight.
bigger guy?
Who?
Hunter.
Who knows? I mean, I think he'll compete.
Hunter should be
He beat
running.
Bacoli, who's a big guy.
Hunter should
Remember
be
that.
running like a deer.
Michael Hunter
to
beat
the
Martin
Bridger weight.
Bacoli.
He should be running like a deer to the Bridger
Come
weight.
on, man.
Your thoughts on the
He's a
fight?
solid.
Well, I think both of them had good names for the movies, a boxing movie. But hey, listen, it was a good fight. The guys
It
undefeated.
wasn't a good fight.
It was a good fight for me. Like I said,
It was a good fight.
knockout's a good fight.
Oh,
to
okay.
me.
All right, we got to clarify. All right.
Knockout's
A good fight. That didn't last one round.
I go to
Jim.
see knockouts. I don't care if it's my best
So
friend.
it was a good
I want to
knockout.
see somebody get knocked out. You know?
I consider a
That's
good
why I
fight
used
an
to-
Ollie
Back and
Frazier
forth,
15
yeah, right.
round. That's
No,
a good
this
fight.
definitely
that's
wasn't
a
up
good fight.
there.
It was a
Nobody's
good
calling for a
knockout.
rematch.
Right.
My best friend ever in boxing was Vaquan Kimbrough. I used
Oh,
to say,
yeah.
I come to see
Wait, which
knockouts.
one
I don't
is it?
care if it's you or the other guy.
Which one is it, Jimmy?
Well, you know, they
Two-
were both best friends in boxing, but
Oh,
I
okay.
come to see knockouts. But I thought it was good. Both guys were in shape. This guy wants to move up to heavyweight. I think he picked the wrong era to do that.
It's the perfect
When it's
era.
Bridgerweight.
Probably the
These look-
right
this,
time.
this the perfect era. These guys, skill-wise, aren't the 70s, aren't the 90s. You know, you have a lot of big guys that are just big, have a little bit of skill, but they wouldn't have done anything in the 70s or the 90s.
Contender
None
or
of these
pretender?
guys. He's a contender.
For the heavyweight.
He's a contender because
Really?
he has speed. I mean, we got to see what his chin looks
And
like.
you wasn't born until 1980, so we'll talk.
Do you think
And that's another era. That's another
he's got
line.
a shot to win the belt?
Who?
This Opedia.
What-
You know how many
Bridgerweight?
belts there are?
Or
Heavyweight.
cruiser? Who? Heavy, no.
One of the bigger
He's a
belts.
contender. He's a contender. You know how many belts there
Well,
are?
let me ask you
heavyweight?
guys this real quick, though, about that.
First of all, he ain't gonna get a shot. There's
Right.
too many guys in front of him.
Well, that's my
Get a
point.
shot.
Anymore, now when we were growing up, even you worked your way up and you got to be number 1, 2, 3 contender and you got a title shot. Now, you can be maybe
Number one for 4 years and never get a shot.
Yes,
You're
you
right.
have to bring money to the table. Is he going to bring eyeballs to the table?
No.
Not unless they want to do, he's going to be easy win, I'll knock him out and get him the hell out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this guy's exciting. He's speed. He has a great story. He's very fluid in there. I'd like to see him fight again. If he wants to move up to heavyweight, let him do it.
You didn't
I mean,
pay for the first fight he had.
You don't pay for no fights, Jim.
All right. Big upset. Arslanbek Makhmudov.
It's another L for Jim.
And he's now 18-1 with 17, loses in a fourth round to 24-0 now, 16 knockouts, Agil Caballel. Luther, I was shocked.
Yeah, I was shocked too. But once again, Jim takes another L. He said this guy was the next coming, and the guy couldn't take a body
Nice
punch.
uppercut.
Uppercuts, the guy just dropped down. I was very impressed by this Agent or
Agil.
And there he is shaking his head. He should have shook those cobwebs out before the fight. He was
Right.
doing it the whole fight. Listen, man, I was very impressed by Caballo. I'm butchering his
Caballo,
name.
yeah.
But he was
Caballel.
strong. You know, he didn't come in and look like he had the best body, but man, he's skilled, he's fluid. He goes to the body, goes to the head, and he took some shots from Makhmudov. And,
Who can hit.
Who can hit, and I'm impressed. And Jim, once again, a guy you anointed, gave him the crown, takes another L. Soon to be your next, Richard Torres, I believe, will be the next guy you gave a crown to that'll take an L. But very impressed by Agil.
Did
impressive.
Caballel beat him, or Makhmudov just isn't any good?
Caballel beat him. He beat him. He went to the body. He showed a lot of impressive skills, and he has a chin. Makhmudov
Yeah.
hit him, and he took it. I want to see him again. I was very impressed. And once again, Smoking Jim gives the crown to a guy who doesn't deserve it. Another L for Jim.
Mr. Frazier.
Again, I'm misquoted. I said before that this heavyweight division is so awesome that these guys are going to knock each other out. And you know,
What did you say about Makhmudov?
I'm still saying the same thing. All he has to do is continue to fight. Having one loss, you look at the history of boxing, other than Rocky Marciano, has never been an undefeated fighter. You got to fight. Listen, he may fight this guy 7, 8 fights down the road and knock him out. These guys are going to knock each other off because they're all outstanding fighters. I got about 30 guys that I feel can fight for the crown, and they're just going to be eliminating one another.
is
This
that
is like
media-
March Madness.
But is that media-
Thanks for proving our point, Jim.
Yeah.
How's that mediocre when,
When-
Sugar
let's
Ray
just-
Robinson had 19 losses? How many losses did
He had 200 wins, Jim.
Yeah, but,
and he was
but
fighting
a
all
lot of
kinds
those
different weight
losses-
classes.
these
were
guys
towards the end.
losses does not mean that the competition is there. These guys are
Oh, it's competitive.
outstanding.
It's
They're big
competitive 'cause-
heavyweight. Listen, I'll
Oh,
say
Jim,
this.
stop.
I'll say this is that again in the weak era that Deontay Wilder fought in, he
is-
could
he's-
never be champ in this era, and
on,
he's
Jim.
proven it.
Jim,
He
he's
fought-
38. This
It's
is
still the same era.
Oh,
Jim, you don't understand eras,
Yeah,
Jim.
a
Can
month
we break
ago,
down
2
eras?
months ago, you guys said he separated himself from everybody.
Listen,
now all of a sudden
he
he's
did.
old. Which one is it? You can't have it both
Listen,
ways. You
he's-
can't have your L both ways.
No, listen. Listen.
Oh, I wish you would listen.
Jim, you're not listening to yourself. When you say there's 30 guys that
Do you
can
agree
win,
these are a
that
bunch
means
of-
there's no elite guys
In the
that are
middleweight
dominating.
division,
There's no
in the
elite guys
middleweight
dominating the
when those
Jim.
great guys fought with Sugar Ray Robinson and Claudio and Megan mentioned about 15 great middleweights. They were great.
Going back
They
50,
Oh,
70
well,
years,
just
Jim.
because
These are great heavyweights,
And
Jim.
They're a
Your
bunch of. Would you
opinion.
agree that they're a bunch of Andy Ruizes?
Right.
what I'm saying?
Like guys
Name me
that
some,
can, but there's
name
no
me some in the
elite
middle
guy.
in Walter Waits if Sugar Ray Robinson's there. Just name
not
5
talking
good ones
about
right
what
off
we're
the
talking
No,
about
I'm talking to
heavyweights.
Claudio.
We're talking
You
heavyweights.
keep it mute over there.
Yeah,
Go
because
ahead.
you can't have
Go
no
ahead. Here we
heavyweight.
go. Yeah, former.
Carmen
Basilio,
Tony DeMarco,
Former.
Randy Turpin.
Wasn't
He
there
was
a
former
Fulmer?
champion. Gene Fulmer.
Yeah, thank you.
Jim, you ran out.
yeah.
because you ducked the argument. We're talking about heavyweights
And I'm
in
saying that this-
Flapsy
2024,
Maxim, Joey
and that's
Maxim.
it. You go
We
back
could go,
50 years. It doesn't apply.
I
That's
could
opposite
go
origins.
back right
Rocky
now.
Graziano.
This is the greatest
This is
heavyweight
not the
division.
greatest- how?
In my
How?
opinion,
And
did I have?
and
Am I
you're
entitled
wrong.
to my
But here-
opinion?
You're wrong, Jim.
Here's what I say, and I've said it numerous times. If we go golfing, and none of us are any good,
You're
one
gonna
of
win.
us has to win.
You're
It
going to
is-
win, and Jim's going to catch another L.
It is just, to me, I said Makhmudov had a shot to win the belt now in the 70s,
gave
80s,
him a
90s.
crown.
Now, how many, like Sugar Ray Leonard, he could have been a champion in the 10s, the 30s, the 40s, the 70s,
Exactly.
80s,
And he could have been phony
2006.
in all those years.
And none of these heavyweights could have been.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Could have been a champ in
Yeah.
the 10s,
Young
30s,
Mike. Young Mike.
70s. Now, people say maybe not Marciano, but when you have a punch like he did,
Yeah.
I think he could.
I agree.
Lennox Lewis
Ali.
could have, yeah, obviously.
Foreman.
Foreman.
You can name 4 fighters from the
That's
70s
what I'm
that
trying to
would
say.
dominate this division.
With
This era.
Caballel, which I never heard of him, that's my fault. Put nice performance, but
Great performance.
he's going to
Great
climb the ladder. But
performance.
would he have? This is
Well,
not an
I
all-time
agree
great
with you.
division. Is what
I
I'm trying to
agree
say.
with you.
It's
Kenny Norton and Vander
if Norton
Holyfield could never win
no,
a title in this
If
era.
Holyfield would dominate this division.
Could
Ken
Leon
Norton-
Spinks? Could Leon
No,
Spinks
no,
win one
no.
in this era? Look,
No.
wait a minute. We're going to the 70s. Could Leon Spinks win one in this era?
I'm
Case
saying-
closed, Lou. I finally shut him up. I shut him up. I shut up.
Would
Lou.
you
Leon
say
Spinks,
Ken Norton
come
came
on,
at the
man.
wrong time?
I think so. He came
Ken
in the
Norton.
greatest era.
Ken Norton came
Any
at the
other
wrong
era,
time.
he wins.
Did Evander come at the wrong
Evander
time
would win.
with his 12 losses?
Who would beat
All
Evander
those
in the
came
heavyweight
at the
division?
end.
right now?
Everybody.
Who?
Evander wouldn't even be in the top 20, but Evander would be smart because he would fight Cruiser and go to Bridger.
The only thing,
And then he would handpick.
Evander had
you
a
think,
little bit.
You think,
If
you think,
Usyk is a 3-belt holder,
you,
Holyfield would
let me
dominate
ask
this
you this.
division
Let me
easily.
ask you this.
Easily.
Do you think Glass Chin Roy Jones could win a heavyweight title in
No.
this era?
No.
Case closed.
Oh,
Case
this,
closed.
wait. This era?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he could.
Oh,
Easy.
with that
Yes.
chin.
Okay, he's got to,
There ain't no Ruiz
a
here.
younger.
There ain't no Ruiz
no,
here.
Oh, they're all Ruizes. They're all John
They're all
Ruizes.
It's a bunch of John Ruizes.
Now, Roy Jones isn't going to stand there
Right, he's
against.
gonna be moving.
He's going to move, and you know what he would do against Fury? In my opinion, I don't think he hit him with one headshot. All day long, body, stick and move.
Stick and move,
In
right.
his younger day. I'm not talking about the
Not
older
the one who
Roy
lost
Jones.
all these fights when he couldn't
Yeah,
move.
I'm not talking about
and-
that. When he was in his, even when he fought Ruiz, he still was Roy Jones Jr. I think he could have did anything.
He
in
could have
his
Did he-
retired.
did-
right-
was
he
that-
could have
Everybody says
retired.
speed is power.
Did
He could have retired right there and been.
Did he
One
have
of the
a
greatest
did he
of all
have a
time.
knee replacement on his chin? Was it the same
No, he had the
chin, or
greatest
did
chin.
he get a knee replacement on his
But
chin
besides
when
Wilder,
he started getting knocked
besides
out?
Wilder, I
Was
stay
it
away
the
from
same
Wilder.
Chin?
Older.
Luther.
No, he got
older.
hit.
He
He
got
got
older.
hit,
Luther.
and they found out he didn't have no chin.
No, he didn't.
And I love Roy.
If I'm him,
age.
I stay the hell
Age
away
caught up
from
with him.
Wilder. If I'm a heavyweight champ, okay.
Say
but
what?
if I'm Roy Jones Jr. in his heavyweight era,
Wilder ain't no champ.
when Wilder even
He could never be a champ in this
could-
era.
who?
Wilder.
it's the
He
same
was a
era.
champ.
That's what
Jim,
you guys
eras
are saying.
mean.
You don't understand
There's
eras.
nobody. Listen,
How many
here's a
do you
year.
understand how many eras?
According to
You know how
me,
many years are in an era?
Let me just say this. No, that's your. I don't know where you coming from
What,
with that.
what are you talking about, Jim?
Listen, here's how I define an era.
Oh, here
if
we
you
go.
got 2 or 3
Dr.
fights, you
Jim.
can't get no title shot. If you're ranked in the top 20 or top 15, then you're in that era because you can get a title shot. You talking about guys that maybe turn pro, their
Okay,
pro
let
debut?
me.
How
My
is that the
definition
same era?
is Luther.
You're just
okay,
making up
Rocky
stuff, Jim.
Marciano and Mike Tyson were in 2 different eras.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Mike Tyson and Deontay Wilder are in 2 different
Yes.
eras.
Exactly.
Deontay Wilder fought yesterday, and he's
And he could never be champ in this era. That's what I'm saying. Is he champ? No. This is a different era. Then he fought. Let me put it to you this way. How
Jim,
you gonna? No, let me
Jim,
finish.
stop.
Rocky
Stop,
Marciano and Floyd Patterson was in 2 different eras. They were in 2 different
Okay.
eras because they never
Barely,
fought.
but yes.
Barely.
Right.
That's what I'm. This is
But
barely.
Wilder's still fighting.
Yeah, but
Rocky
he ain't
retired.
But
Rocky
Wilder,
retired.
Wilder was a champ in this era. He would never be champ in this era because it's a better era. then would he fight?
He fought the same.
No. These
fought
guys.
Fury.
Name somebody
He
in
fought
the top
Fury.
Let
10.
me say this. I'll stop.
No.
If you look at Rocky Marciano when he was champ,
Yeah.
the top 10.
Yes.
Okay. And you look at Floyd Patterson's top 10, totally different.
Right.
Look at Deontay Wilder's top 10, basically.
No, it's
and
different.
if not, you know why? Because those guys sucked and they got bounced out of the damn top 10. You know what I'm saying? Wilder, okay, Fury's still in the top 10.
Other than we know that.
AJ still in the top.
Michael
10.
Hunter, AJ, Ruiz. It's the same.
Dillian, Andrew Ruiz,
What's it?
Dillian White,
Usyk.
How about the
Joseph
China
Parker.
man?
He was in the ball game. He was in.
No, he had 2 or 3
Well, he
fights.
lost. He lost to Herkovic.
No,
dropped out.
that wasn't in the air. Was Wilder champ when Herkovich beat him? No. So
Yes.
that's a different era.
I think he
And
made
first
was,
of all,
he was.
first
but he
of all,
just lost
Herkovich
the
never
belt.
beat him.
He just lost the belt to Fury, so he was in the mix. To me,
No,
eras is
is you a champ or you're not?
No.
I'll say
To
it again.
me, what I'm
Let
saying
let
is,
me
Jim,
speak clearly to both of y'all. Wilder could never win a championship in this
okay.
era.
If you
He's
worded it
fighting
this
in this
way,
area.
if you
Is he
worded
champ?
it-
Is he champ?
Oh my God! If you worded it this way, Wilder can't beat anybody in the top 10. Okay, that's your opinion.
Or
But-
top 20 or top 30.
But you say eras are that group of
Get
people.
the Webster. Maybe you haven't got the Webster.
Jim,
See, I
you
go to
don't-
the Webster on these.
You
things.
don't understand eras.
I go to Google. You understand what
He
I'm saying?
goes to his
If you look-
Smokepedia, where he talks about guys
the
dying
top
in the ring
15
and
guys,
making up
Luther,
stuff.
it's the same, pretty much. You'll get a few guys jump in there.
In my
Get-
opinion, and
okay,
again,
just say
in my
opinion. Just say your opinion.
Wilder's era was Rocky Marciano. This era is Floyd Patterson. Is totally different.
Yeah,
Or I
those
would
guys.
say to make it more clear, Sonny Liston, which is a whole nother.
Okay,
era.
you wanted Rocky to fight. Listen wasn't in the top
That-
10.
thank
Different
you.
eras.
Thank you.
Different eras.
And I wanted Wilder. I said Wilder couldn't beat the China man who was in the different era.
But they were going to fight. And
no, how?
Were they not
They
going to
were-
fight?
they-
China
were
man had maybe one fight.
What-
when
Can,
Wilder
can we
was
say his
champ.
name?
What is his
Zang.
name?
Big Bang Zang.
But Luther,
Look, they were talking about making that fight.
It was
next.
done almost.
Who?
It was
Yeah,
done
but
almost.
But it's
for-
Wilder
for
champ.
March.
The China man will knock
But he's
him,
still
knock
fighting.
him
He's
out
still
from
fighting.
here.
He's
You
still
talking
fighting
about
this
knocking
era.
down the wall of China. He would destroy Wilder. He would knock him out, dude.
That's
He
a
maybe
would
this
know it.
That's a
Wilder, but
possibility.
they're in the same
Listen,
era.
there
He's
ain't
an
enough
older-
sand in Saudi Arabia for Wilder to fight that man. He's
Len-
already
okay,
back
Is
down.
Lennox and Evander in the same era as Wilder? No.
No.
And they just fought a couple years ago, different era. But,
Yeah, they
but,
could
but
never be
Wilder,
champ in this era,
But
yeah.
Wilder, Lennox Lewis couldn't be.
Oh, maybe Lennox could be.
Lennox
He
could be
maybe,
champ.
Maybe,
I'll
maybe
say it
he
again.
could beat Usyk.
No, Lennox would be champ.
AJ would kill
Lewis
him.
would destroy.
Fury would destroy.
Lewis would destroy this era, Jim.
Luther.
Maybe.
Evander would destroy. Mike
Luther.
Tyson would destroy
There's
this era.
nobody.
Stop
There's
it.
nobody
Stop.
that I know that ranks Lennox Lewis as the greatest heavyweight of
He
all
would.
time.
He
Tyson
would have
is
been.
the greatest.
Hey, listen,
He'd
no,
have.
Claudia, please answer my question. Anybody that you know ever ranked Lennox Lewis the greatest heavyweight of all
That's
time?
not the point. He's
but
one of
Fury's been rated by
You-
a lot of people.
you-
by
and
you-
you-
me
by
as the
you.
greatest
Lennox
ever.
Lewis in the Jack Johnson era, Lennox could be champ. In the Dempsey
any
era,
era,
in the
Lennox
Dempsey
Lewis could
era, Lennox could be champ. In the Rocky Marciano era,
But he
could
can't be Fury,
Absolutely.
so he couldn't
He
be
would
champ in this
destroy
era.
Fury.
He would
He
destroy
beat
Wilder.
He beat
He would
Klitschko.
beat Wilder.
He beat which Klitschko?
What, not
The
Vladimir.
same
it was the other one.
Klitschko that
Vitaly.
Fury
Vitaly
beat,
Klitschko.
the same one that Fury beat?
No.
Oh,
he
no.
Beat, he beat
No,
Vladimir
he didn't
Klitschko.
beat that
But
one.
he
couldn't
beat Vladimir
that
with
was
the
the worst fight
Vladimir.
ever.
Lennox
Come
was
on.
on the
But
way
the
down.
other one
And he
was
still
better
beat him.
than Vladimir.
Wait a minute.
At
Vladimir
that
was
time,
still there.
At
Lewis
that
was.
time, Vitaly was the better Klitschko.
Right.
Listen,
That's why he got the Lewis
Well,
fight,
who
Jim.
eventually
Get your
became
facts
the
straight.
better? He quit because he seen
No,
that
he
other
was
brother.
cut. Who are you talking about, Lennox?
Lennox quit
No, but he was
because-
smart.
Yeah,
He
he
could've
was
beat-
smart.
No,
He knew
he
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 could
was
beat.
older.
He
He
could've
beat.
beat-
He
He
still
beat
fight. You
Vitaly.
see, him push that guy that tried to take a
could've
picture
beat-
with him in the airport. The guy tried to do this to Lennox Lewis, and he pushed him. He's still fighting, Lou. He just don't want to fight.
You don't put your hand like that to a fighter like that.
Well,
you don't put it on the side.
Well,
You don't put it on the
Klitschko
No.
could have, and he wouldn't have pushed him.
Klitschko still what's no parts
Lennox
of
is one
Lennox
of the
Lewis.
few guys in the heavy that could have fought
In any era.
Like you said,
Like
he
Jack
could never
Dempsey, in
beat
all
Fury.
honesty.
He could never beat Fury, like you
He
said.
would
I didn't say
destroy
that.
Fury.
Can I- let me
Lennox
see-
Lewis would
let me
destroy
try
Fury.
to ask one last question before
Yeah,
we
you're
move
just-
on. Has anybody you ever heard say Lennox Lewis was the greatest fighter of all time? That's a
Some.
no. There's a lot of people that say Tyson Fury is the
Who?
greatest of all time.
Only you.
Me and a lot
Only
of other
you.
people that I know.
Hey,
Only
how come?
you.
Wait a minute. If okay, let me ask you this real
Eddie
quick.
And his
Jeffries-
so-called,
Eddie
so-called
Jeffries
greatest fighter
Eddie
just
Jeffries
lost
said
to an
it.
MMA fighter making
Right.
a pro debut.
Right,
Got
okay.
dropped
Right.
and looked like an amateur.
Okay,
Stop,
who's the
Jim.
worst loss? Well, he won. Who's the worst loss? Wilder to Parker or Fury beating Ngannou with a
Evander-
0-0 record?
Evander to James Tony.
James Tony, but
James
see, your
Toney
base
is
is all
very
the way
underrated.
down.
James Toney has always been very underrated.
What, as a
underrated
heavyweight
He's
or
been
a-
a very
or a
underrated fighter,
welterweight?
and
In
Evander
Evander's
was
day-
way past
or
his
is a
prime.
junior middle?
In Evander's day,
Evander was way past
in
his
Evander's
prime.
day,
Stop,
in all
Jim.
honesty,
I
Evander.
don't know. Is that was he in his prime when Dwight Qualley used to beat him after death?
At that,
was a-
division, Qualley
that
was
was-
tough.
that was a great
yeah,
fight.
Yeah, he learned to fight in jail. No amateur fights. No
Hey,
nothing.
you
I
can learn to
grade
fight
people.
anywhere.
Woo.
Amateur
I
fight,
grade
jail,
people.
on the street.
I don't-
It doesn't
I would
matter.
take the MMA guy
No.
over the background that Qualley got.
No.
They fighting over cartons of cigarettes.
Hey, that meant something then. That
Yeah,
meant
it
something.
sure did.
When we come back, more of the Day of Reckonings. Come on back to the Boxing Authorities. Welcome back to the Boxing Authorities. And Luther, I think, tell him he got another L. We
Another
beat him
L,
pretty
Jim.
good on that one.
Oh, my
all right.
goodness.
A fight that I don't think any of us really, that's when we went and got chips.
Right,
was
right.
Bivol 22-0-1 over Lyndon Arthur. I think Bivol should have fought a much better opponent. Luther?
Right. Well, yeah, definitely agree. I wish he would have got him out of there. Dimitri Bivol, great skill,
Oh,
but his
nice.
power is really lacking. You know, we need to get this Bivol versus Better Be fight.
Which looks like it's going to happen. I
Let's
guess.
hope it happens. I think
You
it'll
don't,
be
you're not
great.
sure?
I'm hopeful, but I've been saying that for a whole year now. So you never know with boxing. But he did what he had to do. I wish he would have got him out of there. He had him hurt numerous times, but he never stepped up the gas to get him out. Good performance, but I would have liked it if he got him out of there. Still only has 11 knockouts. I don't know if that's going to be enough to keep the caveman off of him. You know, he better be moving.
we're gonna get to him.
He better have his legs moving because that order, the caveman, is a monster.
Yeah, we're
He's
going
a
to
monster.
talk about him. But your thoughts on the Bivol-Arthur fight, Jim?
I enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the sweet science.
You said you like knockouts.
Yeah, Bivol, yeah, but I enjoy
You
all
said you
aspects.
like. You said you watch
That's
fights for
just one.
knockouts.
Calling you out, Jim.
That's
poli-
one.
yeah,
I
politics.
enjoy-
remembers
I
stuff.
enjoy the sweet science, and that's what you're getting with this guy. He's outstanding. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think he'll ever fight Better Behave because there's not enough money there. I think all of them waiting on the cash cow, which is Canelo. Why try to take it? Why try to a loss would ruin one of those guys for a big money fight with Canelo, and that's what they want. So
Bivol
I
already
don't
fought
think
Canelo,
I
destroyed
don't
him.
think. Well, the money is still there with Canelo. It wasn't there before, but a rematch with Canelo or a fight with Better Behave in Canelo would bring out a lot of cash. So
Canelo would never fight Order.
I think he could beat him, but
he would never fight him.
Well, I don't know about never, but
Well, he had a chance to. You know that he had a chance to fight.
all
Order
right,
Better
Chloe, you can see the
did.
crystal ball.
No, he did have a chance. He chose Bivol.
Well,
Canelo's
Why?
one of the few
he's
guys
the
that
cash
can
cow.
pick and choose.
Yeah, because he's the cash cow.
But
Okay.
he chose
So don't
Bivol
say he
because of
couldn't
what?
fight.
Go ahead,
He thought
you're
he could
lying.
beat him.
There you
He
go.
thought he could beat him. He didn't
you
have a
go.
lot of power,
And he didn't.
got embarrassed, completely schooled by Dimitri Bivol.
You know, he went
Your
from,
boy.
He went
Another
from
L you told, Jim.
140 pounds
Oh,
all the way up to
Jim, please.
175 to 190.
And how'd he get there?
I'm
Was
gonna
it
give
all
Luther.
natural?
I'm gonna give Luther a
PED
softball.
test says it's not.
330 million, according to Lloyd's of London.
According to
later,
PED test, he failed. So
Well, he
that
ain't
was
gonna be,
suspended.
he ain't gonna be
meat.
broke.
It
He
was
ain't-
meat.
He ain't gonna go through 300 million like Mike Tyson did.
That's a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
give
money to go
Luther
through.
a softball here. I was most disappointed in this fighter and this fight. Big Baby Miller loses, gets knocked out to Daniel Dubois, who's now
Embarrassed.
22-19. Go ahead, Luth.
Jim, Claudia, once again, you all took another L. I mean, I'm just beating you guys to death like
Daniel Dubois did
like
to
Daniel
him.
Dubois did to Big Baby. Big Baby came in there 400 pounds. I told you he was overweight. He was going to run out of gas. It happened just the way I said it, and I told you Daniel Dubois was going to be too much for him. I was impressed with Daniel Dubois. He didn't quit. He got hit with some shots. The guy tried to lean on him. Big Baby has skills, but he doesn't have the dedication. He doesn't have the discipline, and now he's in trouble again.
That
with the
was
law.
really disappointing.
I mean,
He got in
listen,
trouble.
man.
He was- even
maybe,
with the loss, he
maybe Daniel
could've
Dubois
done
gave him some CTE, all the shots he was hitting him with
I don't
for
get
Big
it.
Baby to go ahead and attack a
This
car.
is there's a term in sport, be a professional. Okay, so you
Big
lose.
Baby's a thug.
When has he been a professional?
I know, Luther.
The
No,
guy-
you're right.
The guy's been suspended numerous times for PEDs. He's never coming to
And he
the
could
ring
make a living as
overweight.
a boxer. He's a
As a
name.
bouncer. As a
Mike
bouncer.
Tyson was a thug. Y'all loved him. James
Jim,
Tony's
Jim.
a thug, and you love
Yeah,
him.
Jim,
This
come
guy's
on.
a thug.
You like to throw this.
It's a word.
Well, Tony never got
It's
this
a
right.
word that people understand without going to the dictionary.
Come on, Jim.
Era.
Listen,
Go to the
another
dictionary.
guy you said was so great. Both of you guys
I
were so
did.
high on
I
Big
thought-
Baby.
I thought he had a
You'd
shot
never
to do
been on a
something.
PED
He impressed
cheat.
me. He impressed me.
What?
That night?
What? With the weight?
Well, he had
What?
his moments.
What, that he could be
But I'm
400 pounds
disappointed.
and
I'm
go 11
disappointed.
rounds?
He fought a former champion, and they fought their
Champion.
both hard-hitting guys. And again, in this
Champion.
era, if he don't quit, Big Baby Miller has a chance if he get out of jail. He's out of jail.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He
That's
get his
part of
card
it.
back.
That's part of it.
If he listen, this is an intimidator. This is a big man that can take you out with one punch.
No, he can't.
Who's-
Jim,
Both of these
he's
guys-
even when he was
both
on
of these guys
PEDs,
did.
he
He's a
couldn't take you
boxer
out with one
puncher.
punch.
He's not a big
Well,
puncher.
he got a sure got a pretty good knockout record.
And none of them was one-punch knockouts.
But
You can't
out-
give me one
again,
one-punch knockout.
He's an accumulative.
Again-
Yes, he's a cumulative puncher.
Again, in my opinion, I guess I share the opinion with Lou.
And you've been right.
But,
Can you give us a right opinion
I mean,
on this show? Can you give us one that's
I'm gonna
right?
just say this: if he doesn't quit and continues to fight, he may have an opportunity to win the title. These
If he
guys are
doesn't
going to
cheat
knock each other
and
off.
doesn't get suspended.
We
No,
know
Luther
we
was-
know there's certain guys that Daniel can't beat.
But at least he's in the game. He's going to have a title shot. I'm disappointed in Big Baby.
When's he gonna get it?
He already had one. He just had one with Usyk.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's acting
But
like he's
he's a
gonna get another one.
professional.
He
He
can't get another
lost.
one.
Here's what I like
He's
about
young,
Dubois.
Jim. He's young.
Here's what I like about Dubois. He was a fast rising guy and he lost. And what did he do? He came back and fought.
Kept winning.
kept coming back.
He got
Big
excited.
Baby.
And he didn't quit
this
this
is-
time.
No, he
I'm glad
got
he
two
didn't.
No,
losses.
no.
You know
Who?
he got two
Joe
losses.
Joyce.
No, but he's still.
And
But that's
Usyk.
okay.
So
But I
you
give
lose
him
to Joe
credit.
Joyce,
You
but
know,
you gonna
he-
get
you know,
another
what was
shot?
that guy's
Yeah.
name? Areola. He had his title
Chris
shot
Arreola,
against
yeah.
Klitschko.
Another
And-
guy,
right, right.
Wilder.
Another
But-
guy
and
couldn't
Wilder.
win in this era.
But he
go ahead.
tried,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he came
tried.
back,
Yeah, wasn't
and
no
he
good.
said, "You know what? I'm going to give it a shot." He didn't wait 6 years and come back.
Yeah.
But Big Baby had some skills, and he has the mouth.
Yes.
He could have made some nice money, but he didn't have it up here. He just did. It's not an opinion.
Discipline.
This is a pen. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. He has shown he doesn't have the discipline, the head to be a professional contender.
There's nobody in the history of boxing
And I'm disappointed.
got arrested more than Sonny Liston, and he still was able to fight for a championship and win.
Because
the
when
championship.
the bell rang,
Well, back then
he
they
was
were
ready
holding-
to go. You know what I'm saying? Big Baby, the bell rang, and he was not ready to
with
go.
or without a belt, a bat.
Oh, God.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Jim. You know, you
He was
got
a knee
all the-
breaker.
Come on, man.
Not unless he's got $1 zillion, he didn't need to fight. But I don't know what his
just
money.
take your L, Jim.
But I'm very disappointed in Big Baby Miller in the
You
ring.
didn't see
and outside.
nothing that impressed you.
He's
with
got
his
some
size?
skills.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's got- and he can.
And I'm not
sell a
worried
fight.
about his size because, like you said about Fury, not everybody's going to come in built like Mike
Yeah.
Weaver. Okay,
Yeah.
everybody's going to
You
have
at
their
least
look.
have to
And
try
he
to
can-
do a sit-up.
and he can
Give me
sell a
one
fight.
sit-up.
or those ropes.
Yeah, do
sell
the
a
rope,
fight.
something.
I was
Come on,
just
man.
disappointed.
That guy was
Were you
eating
disappointed?
burgers and talking. He didn't do any training.
Were you disappointed?
I was very disappointed.
Were
in
you
Big Baby.
surprised?
No, I was disappointed. I
You
thought
sound like you was talking to James Quick Tillis over the weekend.
I thought he would do it better, but Daniel Dubois just completely schooled and embarrassed him. All
a
that
good fighter.
talking.
He's a good
He's a
fighter.
good
I'm
talker.
upset.
He's a
I'm
good
upset.
talker. That's
Well,
all.
Daniel's not a good fighter?
Big Baby's just a
But he
good
could have
talker.
made some money,
Daniel
Luth.
Dubois is a good fighter.
Now is he going to?
Only thing I question about him is his heart.
Well, that's a big question.
He stopped on his knee twice.
Why would you question that? He showed he ain't got none.
Well, I mean,
He got about as much heart as Yard.
Oh, come on.
No,
Yard
Yard
fought to the
stopped
end.
it. Yard
Anthony
stopped
Yard fought to the end.
Oh, my
His quarter
goodness.
stopped it. He was ready to go.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going
Stop
to go
it,
with
Jim.
the
There was no
main
argument
event
here.
now, and we'll talk more about Wilder. AJ, Anthony Joshua, 27-3, 24 knockouts. knocking out Otto Wallin.
Was that the main event? Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to get to this
And
sooner.
pick-
Now they're saying Ngannou next. Luther, your thoughts on this
Easy
fight?
victory for Anthony Joshua. Otto Wallin came in there looking like he was looking for a place to lay down. He sat down in his chair and threw in the towel.
Made a nice
It
job
was
of
a
change.
it was a setup. It was a setup fight for AJ. They picked the guy who's going to stand in front of him. Not a lot of
Perfect,
power.
yeah.
Perfect. Now Ngannou, they may be picking off more than they can shoot because Ngannou can take a punch.
He better not
can-
play with him.
He can take an elbow like Fury caught him with. He can take everything that Joshua has. But one thing we do know, AJ has a questionable chin and a questionable heart. Is he going to be able to stand up to Ngannou's power and dirty? And if he gets a little dirty in there, I like the fight.
Where you
I
got-
think Ngannou
Where
can
you
beat
got
him.
Ngannou in your top 10, top 5?
He's not my top 10, but if he
But
beats,
you talking like he is.
well,
You
AJ,
talking like he is.
Hey, listen, you got to prove it. You got to be more than 0-1 to get in my top 10. I'm not
exactly.
you,
It
Jim.
sound like
I'm
he's
not
in
you,
it.
Jim.
It sound like he's
Are
in
you
it.
upset that he's got a shot
Yes,
against AJ?
there's no reason. I really wish it still would have been Wilder, AJ. I still wanted to see the fight.
There's no signed contract here. What
What are you
contract?
talking about? He's fighting Ngannou.
There's a guy on the radio that talks just like you. There ain't no signed contract.
Ngannou's
Ain't nobody got
that
fired
guy.
in Dallas.
Stop. And I like Ngannou's chances
It'll
against
be
AJ.
5 years to get fired. I told you he was gonna get fired. I'm with you, Lou. I cannot put. I used to do rankings, and you had to have a nice record.
Yeah.
Or now, if he beats AJ, then I don't have
Then
as
you can
much
put
of
him
a
in there,
problem.
right.
But I still 1-1. You know what I'm saying?
Why couldn't Philip Herkovic get this AJ fight?
Exactly.
And then the
He
title
deserved
fight is
it.
next.
He
Yeah,
earned
he's earned it.
Well, you talk about
but
somebody
they're
that
still
don't deserve it.
They're still trying to put
Herkovic don't
AJ
deserve
in with
it.
setup fights, and that's why when he fights a guy,
Maybe they know
that's
better than we do.
Exactly.
guys
That's
are
why he
so
avoided Wilder all
disrespectful.
those years, Jim.
Yeah, he would kill him now.
Wilder's
It look like Wilder's avoiding
40.
him right now.
Wilder's 40.
He was supposed to fight Wilder. Where's that? Just because Wilder lost, they didn't pull
Yes,
that
they
fight.
did. Eddie
Wilder
Hearn
pulled
wanted.
it.
Eddie, Wilder
pulled
still
it.
wanted to fight.
Wilder
Jim, you're
said, "Oh,
stop.
no."
Stop, Jim.
Listen,
I'm
I
not
heard
gonna
in
let you lie.
Alabama,
I'm
they
not going to
pulled
let
his-
you do that
They pulled
anymore.
his statue and put a plate down.
what?
A plate.
Where's your statue at?
Woo!
Where's your
It would
statue
be-
at? Listen,
By Hooters.
right. Strip club, cheerleaders, Jim. Come on. Listen, man. AJ is still getting fat. Otto Wallin hadn't fought in
He didn't.
years.
In other words, he didn't jump up in your
But he had,
opinion.
he had
And
one
then now-
loss
now
just
they're
to
found, oh,
Fury.
this MMA
He had
guy,
one
let's
loss
slide
to
him in
the
here.
champ.
He fought better
Otto-
against Fury than he did against
Well,
AJ.
this guy looked like he was ready to lay down.
Listen,
He
we,
came
we,
in there
we
ready to
all
lay down.
know if you don't catch Fury at his best, you can look good against Fury.
True.
AJ,
True, good point.
That's why he's not the
I can
greatest
just
of
say
all
this.
time, Jim.
I can just say this. We know Wilder's not. I can
We
just
know
say
Fury's
this.
not.
I can just say this, Claudio, that you guys got to give AJ credit
For
because
what?
this was his third fight in 2023. He's staying active, and you can see that he's improving because of the activity.
Jim, I think
Listen,
And
I
I
give him
think
credit for
he's-
fighting, but here's what I
he's
say:
not improving.
When-
He's still
if
the
I
same
just
guy.
punch Luther and just punch him, hell yeah, I'm gonna look good. If he don't throw any punches
Right.
back.
Otto Wallin was just sitting
No,
there.
no. If
taking
Luther punches
And
back,
he opened himself up to a guy that can drop a hammer like AJ. Give AJ credit.
Who?
no, no.
Otto felt
What
that
did he do?
power
Luther,
early
what I'm
on.
saying,
was a
Luther,
punching bag that
Luther-
entire
there you go.
fight.
Huh?
Yes.
Otto Wallin was a punching bag that
Same,
entire fight.
same punching bag you would be in there with AJ.
I'm not
pro
gonna- I'm
boxer.
not
You
gonna-
think you could do better
I'm
than
not a pro
Otto?
You know what I'm
boxer.
trying to say,
Otto
what you just
is
said.
a pro boxer and
Right.
refused to engage and then quit on
I'm
the
not
stool.
gonna
I was
elevate
very
AJ
disappointed.
from that fight.
Exactly.
All right. Now,
How about the fight before that? You know, he had fought 3 times.
Who, Franklin?
You didn't think that was a good fight for AJ?
I mean, he won.
How about the
that
fight
guy,
before
that guy gave him a little bit of a run.
How about the fight before that? I mean, has AJ listen, this man
Was-
got
was
a
it-
body
was it-
of Hercules.
Was it
He
Usyk?
lost, he
Was
got
it
pissed.
Usyk who beat him in the fight before
Yeah,
that?
he
They
was all
coming
over
out
the
with
place.
a black Hercules now, and I will not see that movie. Your boy from Rocky, Creed, is he's gonna be
yeah,
Michael
B.
Yeah,
Jordan.
he's gonna be
Oh,
the black
oh, oh.
Hercules.
Okay, and so what?
Pretty soon you're gonna have Kevin Hart as a black Hercules.
All right. A shocker. Joseph Parker, unanimous decision over Deontay Wilder. And all I keep thinking about was Luther when he kept saying, what? The same punch right down the middle. He was getting hit with the same punch, or he was throwing.
Listen, man,
same
Malik
punch.
Scott, I don't know.
And his trainer, if you saw it, how come he didn't tell
I don't know what Malik Scott.
You remember what you were saying all night?
Yeah, Malik Scott has turned Wilder into a slash between Anthony Broner and Malik Scott.
Right, himself.
Yeah,
Right.
basically.
Sure
I mean,
wasn't
there's
saying that a month ago. You sure wasn't
before I
saying
saw what he did, but listen, the hunger looks gone. I didn't see him fire with
What
reckless
did you
abandon.
keep saying all night long? It was there was
same
other
punch,
opening. It was
yeah.
the same punch.
The
right down
same
the-
punch.
No
Wilder's
credit
defense
for
wasn't.
Parker at all.
Parker
No.
fought the same fight. Listen, if Wilder was engaged and coming forward, he's on the back foot. He's not a boxer. He's on the back foot.
And I told you
He's
that
not
though.
firing.
Whenever everybody says, "Oh, he's going to be look at his footwork." No, it's the same guy. You can't make a slugger again. You can't make Marciano into Ali, and you can't make Ali. Although Ali could engage, make him a slugger. Deontay Wilder is a big puncher.
What I wish, what I thought Wilder
He
needed
knocked the hell out of people. He
In
just,
his era.
in every year, in
Another
his whole
now.
year. Listen, I just thought he would work on defense. I didn't think he was going to start trying to box on the back foot and do all this other stuff.
He don't have a
He's
clear
38.
head.
He's 38.
Right.
I don't like what Malik
don't
Scott has
start
done
that.
to him.
Don't
Maybe he
start
needs to
that.
go back to Breland. He looked a
Well,
lot
you know
better
what,
with
Luther, I'm a
Breland.
Thank
big
you.
believer.
Did you hear him give me credit?
No, I'm not. I'm saying maybe.
Maybe Mike.
'cause
He said to go back to Breland. Thank you.
can't-
Or maybe his heart's not in it because he's so happy now. Which I'm
I know,
glad
I
he's
know.
happy.
Yeah, I know.
But even
Yeah,
after
he
the
happy
fight,
he didn't get knocked out.
No, he was
No,
good
he's
with
just-
it.
happy he
just
didn't
a
get
happy.
knocked
I'm-
out.
I'm wondering
was
if he
good
still
with
has the love for it because before
Or
he was,
hunger.
to this day, you interview him, you didn't know if you were going to catch some heat. But
And
now
Tyson turned out like that. He wanted to eat Lennox
Lennox
Lewis's
Lewis's
kids,
children.
and then he was
Then
given
praise
that
God,
Mc-
praise Allah. and
the other guy,
everything.
McFeely, whatever his name was, gave him a hug.
hugs
Great
and
fight.
kisses
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
I guess sometimes you lose that hunger, and some guys can't fight without that anger.
Right. Yeah,
I'm
on
wondering-
chip on the shoulder.
To chip, I'm
But with
wondering
Malik
if that's
Scott, I'm a
happening.
big believer, Jim, and I think you're the same way. If
I
you
wish
have,
Luther get off that excuse book, but go ahead, Claudio.
if you
Facts
have,
are facts.
if you have, like me, okay, I like to hit, run, steal as a coach, terrific. But if I got a bunch of
Hit and
sluggers
run,
who
that
can't
sounds like
run,
something Jim does.
what's that?
Hit and run. I thought you were talking about what Jim does.
Did you fix that dent yet in that car?
Jim's known for hitting and running.
But if my team is a bunch of sluggers, guess what I'm going to do? Slug away. Okay, exactly. You can't turn Deontay Wilder, but you could improve him defensively. You don't make him a
Defensively,
dancer.
all that. I didn't think he was going to be on the back foot
Yeah.
for 12 rounds, getting
I
hit
was
with
shocked.
overhand right.
Shocked. Good, Jim.
Well, again,
Here comes the hate.
Wilder's Leon Spinks in the
Oh,
wrong ear. He's in the
come on,
wrong
man.
ear. Listen, give Joseph
Wrong
Parker
ear. This
credit.
is
I
This
do,
was
I
his
do.
fourth. This was his. Well, did you?
I give him credit.
Listen, this was his fourth. This is the credit I'm giving him. Joseph Parker fought 4 times in 2023. You can tell the difference from these guys when they're sharp. Joseph Parker was sharp. He came in ready for this fight. I think it took Wilder a few rounds to kind of feel himself, and then he felt like, wow, I'm in with somebody in a different era, and I can't handle
Is
it.
he done? Is Wilder done?
If he fight the Chinaman, he done.
Well, no, that fight's off now.
Yeah, I know.
Zhang's
So
fighting
it's the
Joseph
AJ
Parker,
fight.
Which I think Zhang.
Zhang is going to knock out Joseph
Zhang's
Parker.
going to be. I'm
'Cause
telling you,
is-
Zhang might be the next
Zhang-
champion, Luther.
Zhang is going to fight who?
Parker.
Parker, Joseph Parker. Remember, they were talking about Wilder was going to fight Zhang, but then it's
No,
gonna be
Wilder
Joseph
was going to
Parker.
fight AJ. Wilder pulled out
No,
of
no,
that.
No, he did not
Just
pull
last
out of
week-
it.
Then Wilder
He
was
did
going to
not
fight
pull out of it.
Zhang,
2 weeks
and he
ago.
pulled
No.
out of that. So who's
He
Zhang
didn't pull
fighting
out
now?
of it. He didn't pull out of any.
Parker
Is
got
Zhang
to
gonna
fight
be
for the
champ by
fifth
the end of the
time.
year?
You're making stuff up.
Parker
here.
got to fight for the 5th time.
Is Zhang going to be champ by the end of the year?
I don't think he's going to get a shot because
If he
Usyk-
does. If he does.
I think he
AJ,
can. I
AJ's
think
the
he
next
can,
in
but
line.
I tell you what.
AJ's next.
It should be Zhang versus
Wait a
AJ.
minute, wait a minute. First
you
of
see
all-
how they're moving? AJ
They ain't gonna have him
around.
fight Zhang.
Exactly.
First of
Zhang
all-
would destroy
First
AJ.
of all,
I'm with you.
I think
That should be the next
I think
fight.
them beads is too tight, Lou. Listen, first of all, let me say this: the money has always been with Fury and AJ.
And what do you say
Long
about
as
the
AJ
world? Zhang's got a huge following in his country.
He had a whole country.
He's got a
Jim.
whole country,
Isn't that what
brother.
you say,
We're
Jim?
talking about deserving. We're talking about okay. I know
So
that.
Ngannou
Ngannou
deserves
deserves
an
a
Wait,
AJ fight
first of
or
all, let me
Zhang?
just say this. Let
Oh,
me just
yeah,
say
yeah.
this before
Go ahead and
everybody
make some
interrupts.
mess up.
There's a picture from Japan or whatever that is very popular with the Dodgers right now because he can sell.
Right.
They signed him because of
Right.
that. But what I'm
Otani.
saying is, in the boxing world, AJ is next in line. Fury is always, and AJ's been on a collision course. Now, if AJ wins his next fight and Fury unifies the title, don't forget it'll be a unification.
It's
I
a-
think
it's a
Fury will
rematch.
fight AJ.
It's a
Which
rematch.
is a
It's a
deserving.
two-fight deal
And
with
then the
Usyk and Fury.
Chinamen go next after that.
Usyk and Fury have a 2-fight deal.
Who?
Usyk and Fury, it's a 2-fight deal.
Well, I didn't know that.
Zhang, I tell you what, if he
Fighting-
gets
I
the
don't
title
believe
shot,
fighting-
that. I
they're-
don't believe
They're
that.
fighting in February, and then they have another fight.
I
It's
don't
a
believe
2-fight
that.
deal.
I don't believe that.
You
I
think
don't
you think
believe
they went in there without a rematch?
Huh?
Do you think they agreed
I
to
don't
fight
think
without a
I don't
rematch?
think Usyk could have invoked that. I don't think he has enough. I don't think he has enough clout to invoke
Enough
that.
pull.
Are you sure about that, Lou?
They're going to have a rematch. I'm letting you know that now.
Well, you were sure that he should have left Breland. Now you saying he should go back to Breland.
all right,
No, I
as
said maybe.
always, we hope you enjoy our show as much as we bring it to you in this era. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Boxing Authorities.